Greetings, greetings, Royals. It's your host, Queen Tulsa, and we are back for another wonderful episode of the Queen Tulsa Show. We will be discussing this rising young Black and Latino men say they chose Trump because of economy and jobs. Well, listen here, before we get into it, today is Monday, February the 24th. The current time is 3:01 a.m. Central Time. Listen here, we got Golden Aries Okie in the building. Says hi. Oh, here for the discussion. Hey, hey, how are you? Now, listen here, we're going to go through some viral TikToks that's been out here circulating around. Um, I really, to be honest, my feelings and my emotions are pretty much like all over the place. Because these guys were out here, I mean, they were just bragging and boasting. Oh, Trump, they even started rapping and doing all the things. I agree with it. I'm great. Oh, that's amazing. Listen here. Let us know um, if we are doing a good job. So listen here, we're going to continue to go through the content. Let me go ahead and bring it up. But I was browsing on TikTok, right? And I'll drop the link here in just a moment. But I was browsing around on TikTok, and this is what I ran into. Let's get into it.
I couldn't help but think, watching this at the White House today, that so many in the Black community were ostracized and ridiculed for supporting President Trump over the past 4 years. Was today vindication?
I was never doing it, for anyone else or to try to prove anything to anyone else. I was just trying to be true to myself with my own opinions and talking about experiences that somehow then became really political. What was awesome, Leland, was to look around and to see hundreds and hundreds of people who look like me, who we had conversations today. And they said, in the past, I was afraid to talk about it. People who said their mothers have disowned them, who won't talk to them because they are supporters of Donald Trump. That hits me to the core. It brought tears to my eyes. There's still a lot of work to be done. But when I saw the president walk in with Tiger Woods next to him, that's a big deal, as you know. And then to look behind me with all the hundreds of people who are excited to just have the president there to celebrate Black History Month, celebrate Americans, it was a real moment for me. I'm so excited.
How likely are you to support?
Okay, I want to go back. Give me one second. I want to go back because this lady, she says something about Black history. And you say, you're great, you feel vindicated. Absolutely, as you should. Listen here. Now, I want to circle back to this video because she says something about Black History Month. And
I couldn't help but think, watching.
I want you all to realize and understand what happened.
As you know, and then to look.
I want you all to realize what happened with Black History Month. Right? Remember, we wasn't even going to get a Black History Month at first. Now we get a Black History Month. It's, oh my goodness. Harriet Tubman, right? Very strong woman, I don't want to call her strong, very brilliant woman, very intelligent, stood on business. And I see why she left some of the people behind, right? Yes, my family was tripping about me being a Trump supporter. Oh, wow. Child. Well, let me ask you this. I'm gonna have to drop the link in a minute. Okay, so get into it. Get into it. I want to hear this part one more time.
Look behind me with all the hundreds of people who are excited to just have the president there to celebrate Black History Month, celebrate Americans. It was a real moment for me. I'm so excited.
Okay, so
How likely are you to support Joe Biden?
The least likely.
How likely are you to support Donald Trump?
The most likely.
How likely are you to support Robert Kennedy Jr.?
Closer to Trump.
I'm walking with Chavez Icewear Vezo Smith in his childhood neighborhood. Vezo gave third-party candidate Robert Kennedy Jr. the same tour he's giving me. He's received criticism for that, as have other Black rappers who've signaled possible support for Trump, like Sexy Red.
Once he started getting Black people out of jail and giving people their free money, oh, baby, we love Trump. We need him back in office.
Hip-hop even has a MAGA rap subgenre.
He's speaking for the people he's around. Got a community. They all feel that way.
Put into a freestyle or in a rhyme your thoughts about the political process as it is and how they relate to Black male voters.
Tired of being oppressed. We want to be rich for life. We just want America to work, no matter if it's left or right.
Vezo's one of the 34.4 million Black people eligible to vote in the United States. In the U.S.'s political system, his vote from a battleground state is more impactful than the majority of millions of Black voters around the country because of an inequitable electoral process. This year, Michigan is one of the most important states in the election.
Say hello to Coretta.
Let's get into this comment right here. Golden Aries Oki says, it's not free money. It was money owed back to us. Get into it. But see, you know what? I think it's like the small thinkers. They just think about, oh, we got checks, but listen here, it's so much money that goes out of the US to other countries. I mean, not just millions, I'm talking about billions of dollars that we send out, and you talking about you all happy for a $1,200 check every week. It be the small-minded people. Let's go.
Is that the name of your gun?
Yes, Coretta.
Coretta, as in the civil rights activist.
As in Coretta Scott King, yes. I name all of my guns after historic Black women. Black male voters are not monolithic in our ideology. We don't have the luxury, quite frankly, of focusing on one single issue.
Gun rights are central to Chad's political views.
I haven't gotten to a point where I feel like I can confidently say, yes, Joe Biden is the person I should vote for.
What are you iffy on him about?
I'm iffy about him, certainly on the firearms issue.
Gun ownership is almost universally seen as an issue for conservatives, white conservatives. It's a tenet of the Republican platform.
I think that gun rights are just as important as voting rights, in my opinion. In fact, I think they're inextricably linked.
But Chad is no Republican. He's a self-described moderate voter who never views his ballot solely through the lens of gun rights.
The economy is a significant issue for Black men because without economic sustainability for themselves, they cannot sustain a family. If they can't sustain a family, they can't build communities.
Chad's focus on the economy echoed what I'd hear from so many Black.
Okay, here we are. This is going right into what the title is about. Young Black men and Latino men say they chose Trump because of the economy and jobs. So I guess I'm feeling it like they felt like they were pushed in a corner. They felt like they wasn't heard. Was DEI not supporting them? Those are my questions. Taxpayers' money, though. That's not right, but we getting paid back soon. All right, we're gonna need you to come up here and elaborate about that. But listen here, we got like 8 minutes, so y'all just let me know. I'll play these videos and content. That way we can have something to discuss. Like, the first video or the second video or the third video, y'all just let me know which video that y'all want to comment on, and I can bring it back up whenever y'all hit the link. All right, so this video right here is about 8 minutes. We like 2 minutes and 50 seconds in. So I'll pause it like here and there just to give commentary.
Male voters I spoke with in Michigan.
We need economic balance amongst us.
The economy. Just talked to a brother the other day, and he said, I can't hear anything that a politician is saying with the echoes in my pocket.
This reflects Black voters' concerns nationally. The economy is atop their list of priorities, along with improving education, reducing healthcare costs, and dealing with problems in impoverished communities. In a May 2020,
Okay, so Black people, they wanted that, and then they wanted education, right? So education right now is up for, they're trying to snatch it away. They're trying to snatch it away. So let's get into it.
24 poll of registered Black voters. 83% were Democrats or leaned that way. Here's the caveat.
There's only one.
U.S. citizens actually vote for the Electoral College, and then it votes for the president. The Electoral College distorts the vote because it's disproportionately weighted, and it lets a winner of a state take all of its votes. Only 6 states effectively will decide this year's election. This is why who turns out to vote is so important.
What's going on, brother? Good. We got a warrant clinic going on.
Kermit Williams is a progressive organizer canvassing a Detroit neighborhood.
What I'm concerned about mostly is that there's a number of Black men that won't vote.
Kermit says he's seen Black men targeted on social media with specific talking points.
And so I started noticing that the algorithm and their YouTube clips or everything else used to have a commercial that was really leaning toward that conservative or culture war thing to say that Black men don't have a place.
Black people, pull your minds out of the presidential election. Don't entertain that president talk. That's a distraction because you don't pick it.
Trump supporters have even doctored and shared fake AI images online. None of these Black people exist because they aren't real. Trump even uses his criminal indictments as an anecdote to relate to Black voters.
And then I got indicted a second time and a third time and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the Black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against.
One thing that I've consistently heard from Black men who plan to support Donald Trump is that their primary issue is the border.
Hello, 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 beautiful. We got Newbieology stepped in the building with the thumbs up, hearts, and the kissy faces. You said education. Oh, that's focused to the education. All right, let's rock and roll.
And that's because they've been targeted with it. I've got at least 17 social media videos sent to me about the border, but I don't really believe that that is a major issue.
All this targeting is important because voters of color make up a third of the electorate, though they only cast 22% of the ballots. You'd think any increase in their participation would be influential, but that's not exactly accurate. More than half of Black people live in the South, but thanks to policies like gerrymandering, voter restrictions, and the Electoral College, the presidential voting power of a Southern Black voter is diluted. It's far less influential than that of a voter in a Midwestern battleground state like Michigan.
Many people view Donald Trump as a racist because he's running as a Republican. That I believe it's disingenuous for these people to say he's a racist.
Will Sears has voted for every Republican presidential nominee since Ronald Reagan in 1980.
I'm not a Republican first. I'm a follower of Christ first, but it is the Republican Party that is closest to what I believe Christ would have us do.
In March 2024, the Republican National Committee launched a lawsuit to purge voter rolls in Michigan. Critics believe the RNC is targeting the state because of its large Black voting population. Will ties his support of Trump directly to his faith.
I follow Jesus Christ. I adhere as best I can. As I look at Mr. Trump's actions, I believe that he is more closely aligned with biblical principles than Mr. Biden.
Vezo, who's a former Democratic voter, had his voting rights automatically restored after serving time in prison on a gun charge. He identifies as independent and says he does like Michigan's local Democratic officials. It's just Joe Biden's leadership he dislikes.
What is it about Trump that makes him such an attractive candidate to you and voters like you?
Honestly, what you see is what you get type of thing. We feel that we're not worried about him wearing a mask.
Trump also curried favor with Vezo by signing the First Step Act, a criminal justice reform bill aimed at improving conditions in federal prisons.
Everyone in prison loves Trump. I think black voters have drove themselves to Trump, and I think Joe Biden have drove black voters to Donald Trump. It wasn't social media at all whatsoever.
I filmed this story 5 weeks before a New York jury convicted Donald Trump on 34 criminal counts, making him a convicted felon. I reached out to Chad, Will, and Vezo to see what impact, if any, his conviction has had on their vote. Here's what they said.
Y'all have to stop expecting to agree with absolutely everything somebody do.
All right. So that was very interesting. I'll let you guys comment on that. So we're gonna go to the next video.
I think a lot of people were turned off by being told who they should vote for based on skin color. I'm a black man. I'm in a black Greek-led organization. I went to an historically black college or university. None of that should matter with regards to how I make a decision on who I'm going to vote for.
Why do you think she's not the one?
I didn't think she was the one in 2020. I didn't find her to be a formidable enough candidate to get the base out to support her. They overlook class in the same way that Hillary Clinton 8 years ago took the black vote as well as the unionized community for granted. When you think that you have something just based on the history, and you don't speak to them, you don't come into the community, then the community is turned. There's going to come a point where the community just gets sick and tired of being sick and tired.
The NAACP released a poll on Friday that showed while Black Americans overwhelmingly identify as Democrats, over 1/4 of Black men under 50 said they would support the Republican candidate in this year's election. Why do you think that younger male Black voters are changing their association like this?
I think there's especially for younger Black men, there is a frustration. But it's not necessarily frustration with Vice President Harris, and it's not even necessarily frustration with the Democratic Party. Frankly, it's a frustration of the pace of progress in America. I think about my state. In my state, when I was inaugurated, we had an 8-to-1 racial wealth gap in the state of Maryland. And that's not because one group was working 8 times harder. That's because of historical policies and circumstances. When I'm the third African-American ever elected governor in the history of the United States. That's not because I'm only the third African-American ever qualified to be a governor. And so I think the thing that we continue to see, and frankly, I think that debate was actually a perfect illustration where for many of us, we grew up being told by our family members, you've got to work 10 times as hard in order to get ahead, in order to get an opportunity. We saw Donald Trump walk on that debate stage uniquely and historically unprepared. And because he thinks he can win on a whim. And so I think the frustration that people feel is real, but I think the thing that we're continuing to push to a lot of voters, particularly African-American voters, is that Donald Trump is a vessel to the skepticism. But what he is not is actually a vehicle for the solution.
So I'm scrolling.
The NAACP.
Okay, I want to point out this comment right here. So this comment right here says, let's just be honest, most African American men only want to vote for Donald Trump because they don't want to be under a Black woman and they think they are going to get a stimulus check. Westmore, compelling and wonderful perspective. Trump is a vessel for skepticism, not a vehicle for the solution. The young Black men think Donald Trump cares for them. He cares about himself only. Black men need to get a grip. And these comments are from 2024. Coming from a Maryland resident, Westmore isn't anyone I'd be listening to. Maryland is a damn mess. That's all. Trump 2024. Oh, child. I love Governor Westmore. I hate Trump. Black people need to wake up. Trump is using Black people. So Kamala Harris has to work 10 times harder than Trump to win Black men's vote. And that was the equivalent to a Kamala Harris word salad answer. He, as per word salads, never actually answered her. He just went on a rant about the history of racism. Who child? Love was more, but he missed the opportunity to promote the out of touch nature of everyone with black man's issues. Don't make it general. What are the black man's issues? And Kamala Harris panders to the ultra rich leftists. Get real. That's a huge part of the problem, too. Democrat or Republican, Westmore is qualified and intelligent, still voting Trump. All you have to do is do some light research into Donald Trump, and you'll realize that he's the one you want to be running this country, especially after these 4 years. Thank you, my brother. Our frustrations was against the policies, agenda, ways, and cost of living and the economy. Nothing to do with women's or Kamala Harris. She was just in the way. Wrong election. Well, now Women's Day, Women's Month. I know they were going to be snatching that. Mm. Anywho, I guess we'll go to the next video, see what they're talking
So I'm
about.
scrolling and I
Okay.
Black people are going to save America from Joe Biden.
Think so? Okay.
We got tricked. He's weekend at Bernie's, bro. You literally re-upped on the most racist practice in America, gun control. As the black people started buying more guns than ever, you said, we're going to send you to jail for 10 years. Fortunately, the Supreme Court was like, what? You are bugging. You speak to black people as if you literally own them. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. What type of fucking... It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's the level of entitlement and audacity. Mind you, you're the same guy that crafted the criminal legislation, to send many of these black men to jail in the first place. Black people are going to have to save America from Joe Biden.
All right, child. The people are really sounding off, and I'm just listening. Like, I'm just listening with y'all. So black men in Georgia on why they're voting for Trump. Let's do it.
Anybody that can say that they living better now than they was 4 years ago, I mean, I'd be happy to hear, how you're living better.
I've been Democrat my entire life. Families voted Democrat. I probably have been the only family member that decided to step aside and vote for the Republican Party because I believe their values are more aligned with my culture as well as my family culture and values.
One of the reasons I think that it's important to vote for Trump is because I'm dissatisfied with our borders. I believe that those need to be secured. But one of the other issues that I take part of, I'm part of the LGBT, that community. We have to make a line of demarcation when it comes to this whole trans ideology.
The reason why we'll vote for Trump, Trump is offering more tangibles.
It be the sellouts that have no clue. And I just kind of feel like if you're not trans, you should not be speaking on it because you don't know what you are talking about. You don't know anything about being trans, right? And y'all made that a big old deal. Now women are getting harassed in a women's bathroom. But this is what y'all asked for, remember. Let's go.
That some or most Black Americans think that will benefit our community. Kamala is not offering a solution or a plan. The only thing she's offering is a cute little slogan to get people riled up, but she's not giving any type of blueprint of what we can expect if she becomes.
So let's get into it. Okay, so watermelon carvers. Trump 24, they only want to vote for Kamala. However, the FU say her name is because they don't like Trump. That's all, not because she's a good president, but because she's a not Trump. Obviously, you voted for the end of the Tuskegee Airmen legacy. As of today, the downplay of Black history. So, those of you that are just so excited to be MAGA, and you're just so turned up. This is what we voted for. And we're speaking facts. How do y'all feel about that? The Tuskegee Airmen legacy just wiped away. Is that something that you voted for? Hold on, let me see. Golden Aries, is that something that you voted for? Because I know you're like repping MAGA very hard, right? You said F Kamala, but now it's F the Black History, the Tuskegee Airmen. I mean, we got to make this make sense. You're making America great again by taking away Black history. Yeah, very interesting. But we're gonna listen.
Become president.
So I'm scrolling and I see a lot of Black women making videos talking down to Black men.
You see, this is what an agent looks like. Sister girl, ain't nobody out here voting for Satan and YT, PPL, Esau's kingdom, all right? I vote for the Most High.
So I'm scrolling and I see a lot of Black women.
It's funny how Black women say that you hate.
So I'm scrolling and I see a lot of Black women making videos talking down to Black men who voted for Trump. And I just have to say, if you voted for Trump and you're a Black man, thank you. And I thank you because I know exactly why you voted for Trump. You voted for secure borders so that us women and children can be safe. You voted for a strong economy so that us women and children can be provided for. You voted for our children to not be indoctrinated in this failed public school system. You voted for my right to not have to use the bathroom with a biological man. You also voted for our children not to be drafted into another endless, senseless war that only benefits the military industrial complex. And also, you voted for the protection of our freedom of speech. The same freedom of speech that these evil, nasty,
You would have to ask the current administration that question. Golden Aries. You would have to ask the current administration that and why they wanted to remove it. Yeah, let's talk about it.
disgusting women are using to wish death upon you. So, as a Black woman, I just want to say thank you for voting for Trump. I truly appreciate you, and I'm going to speak life into you. I pray that God continues to protect you and guide you. I pray that He gives you the success that you deserve. I pray that He gives you the strength to lead your family and your communities. And for anyone who wants to say in the comments that I'm a pick me, baby, I'm already chosen. So what about you? It's Trump 2024. You already know.
It's funny how Black women say that you hate Black women because you're going to vote for Trump. Well, by that logic, y'all hate Black men for going to go vote for a Japanese, Chinese, Indian, Hispanic, Black, white, every goddamn thing when it's convenient woman who married to a damn white man.
We at the White House? We back in here? We waiting on President Donald J. Trump? Yeah. I look so good in the red hat.
Black voters, 73 to 23. Biden won by 75 last time. Among Black men, Trump actually wins by 3 points in this poll, 49 to 46.
Shocking. It's shocking. First of all, overall, the Biden-Harris coalition could be called the Humpty Dumpty coalition right now. Just falling apart. Just falling apart. The Latino vote on the ground, the youth vote on the ground, the Black vote on the ground. This is not good. Now, there is a year to turn it around. The Black male, that's a stunner. Black women have been in the lead, but Black men haven't been that far behind. I think you've got to.
Black women have been in the lead. It's so interesting for people to be talking about, a woman this, a woman that, and 90% of these motherfuckers got raised by a woman, right? What was your daddy? Okay. Golden says, in our history books, it's not telling the whole truth. I'd rather my kids know history, right? I need to get that movie Root. I don't know if I can find it, but I think a lot of y'all need to go and look at Roots. Hey, Wani Wawan, how are you doing, honey? Good to see you. They're saying Chris discovered America. Well, I'm not really here to have a debate. I'm just really here just to play the videos. I mean, y'all can say what y'all want, but I'm just gonna play these videos because I'm just gonna listen and I'm just gonna watch. Right? Okay, hold on.
Constituency that is losing hope and looking for change. A lot of the things that Black men were voting for didn't happen yet. Nothing yet on voting rights, nothing yet on police reform, nothing yet on criminal justice reform. So a lot of those issues that were important for Black male voters haven't been addressed yet.
All right.
I have a message for all those Black and Latino men who ended up voting for Trump. You should have listened to Obama. You put a collar around your own necks. And I hate to be the one to break it to you, but you are never going to be welcome into the old boys white man's club. It just ain't going to happen. Good luck.
I think I might have to play that back. Oh, get into this, y'all.
I have a message for all those Black and Latino men who ended up voting for Trump. You should have listened to Obama. You put a collar around your own necks. And I hate to be the one to break it to you, but you are never going to be welcome into the old boys white man's club. It just ain't going to happen. Good luck.
Whew. All right. Let's get into this.
One group that really sealed the deal for the former president, and this was an unexpected group, Black men and Hispanic men. Donald Trump increased his margin significantly among both groups. In Pennsylvania, he got around 25% of Black men. In North Carolina, 21% of Black men. Republicans haven't seen numbers like that since Richard Nixon. The Republican Party has effectively become a working class, multiracial party. George W. Bush wasn't able to accomplish this. Mitt Romney couldn't do it. John McCain couldn't do it. And yet Donald Trump was able to do something that no one expected him to be able to do. It's unprecedented. It's going to make a difference. And the question becomes, as this gender and racial realignment continues, what does that mean for the future of the Republican Party, but also for the future of the Democratic Party? Voters sent a mandate, now it's up to Republicans to follow through.
All right. Listen here. Things are heating up in these comments. Okay, let me go back to this video. Okay, so the comments, somebody says, so wonderful. As a Black woman watching CNN during the election, I was disappointed. It was like watching MSNBC. I heard CNN say educated white women voted for Kamala way too many times. Absolutely true. Russia fires crooked election boards and bomb threats did it. So well spoken. And do you really think the Republican Party is going to follow through? Please. I'm disappointed in you, Shermichael. That was one vote. True, so true. Let's get into it, y'all. What's next?
I'm a black man and I'm voting for Donald Trump for president, and there is no amount of lecturing or bullying or shaming that you can do that is going to make me change that decision. I am not afraid to vote for Kamala Harris because she is a woman. I refuse to vote for Kamala Harris because she has spent the last 4 years destroying this country. Maybe the surrogate black dad for a lot of fatherless black boys that are running around this country, but I got a dad. I know who he is, and it ain't you.
The nerve to look in the eyes of black men who are out here working their off, grinding, taking care of their families, mature, responsible men, spiritually mature men, handling their business. This man that is worth, some estimates say, of $75 million has then the audacity to tell these same black men that it is unacceptable for you to vote any other way than what I tell you.
All right. What is today? Monday? Today is Monday. So if you are not a royal
Okay, I'm
member,
wondering,
you
since
will not
Trump
be able to
canceled Black
chat. We're
History
gonna
Month,
do members
where
only.
are all the Black Trump supporters who thought Trump cares about them? Do you feel like you were used? You should.
All right, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's members only Monday. So let me turn on members only. I'm gonna give y'all a heads up. So get your memberships now. Let's see. Oh, and Friday we are going to be doing something really, really, really big. So make sure y'all tune in. Okay, give me this. Close that one. All right, but for those of you that are for those of you that are here, let's give you a thank you. Thank you all so much for supporting Queen Tulsa, the show, whether it's a like, a share, a subscribe, a Cash App, a PayPal, or a Zelle. Thank you for coming by and watching the show. And this is your commercial for being acknowledged for just being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Without you, who would be watching? Thank you for tuning in. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to start this one over because somebody needs to hear
Okay,
this.
I'm wondering, since Trump canceled Black History Month, where are all the Black Trump supporters who thought Trump cares about them? Do you feel like you were used? You should. They don't like you. They don't want you. Canceling all the history, they want to cancel you. Are you thinking now? Maybe you have a regret? Very curious.
Oh, shit. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh, what the fuck? So I guess let's get into it. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go out of the studio right quick, and I'm gonna come right back in. Give me 1 second. All right, and we are right back at it. You said what? Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, so listen here. What we're going to do is we're gonna come back live. Child, it's just so much going on. It is so much going on right now, and I really have to I gotta take a moment because I'm being very um cautious, with my platform and just how we're like navigating through things, right? And I want to be as effective as possible. So let me go ahead and take a business call right quick. And I'm going to have to come back live because my Rican Royal Butterfly investigative team is really telling me to end this live right quick. So without further ado, you guys, I definitely have to listen to the team. And I will see you all in just a moment. So long.
Something. Girls need love. Girls need love. Girls need love. Girls need love. So what's a girl to do? She needs love. Girls need love. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say how. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say no. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say how. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say no. Oh, no. Give it to me like you need it, baby. Want you to hear me screaming, have it breathing. I don't need a reason, baby. I want it till you can't buy. I can get it to you right, baby. I wanna be in LA. I can be real good. We don't get these feelings. Hey, I need some love.